Right, well, talking about a week since they last played, Split. Now, we have seen 100 Thieves running the Sage composition.
Over and over again.
Surely you've had enough time to change this up, haven't you?
It's the same comp. I mean, listen,
it worked one time against Sentinels, and then they 13-1'd 100 Thieves.
Yeah.
The last time they played on Split, they got 13-1'd. And one of the main adjustments that Sentinels made was, we're going to not play in positions where we can get caught by stun and jump on us combos. It really wasn't anything massive that they adjusted. But I do think there's going to be some pressure on Luxio here, because the Viper is the player that they tend to jump on. So maybe this will work out. Maybe 100 Thieves have decided not to change the comp, but just add more tactics.
Yeah.
I remain a skeptic, though, that you're running a comp that got destroyed 13-1 last time.
We're going to see how well they do as we head into Split here. Pistol round on map 3. Be beginning shortly, just from the mini-map positions as well, but taking a gander at that. But it seems quite spread out from 100 Thieves. They're not going for anything fast and loose off the beginning.
No, I mean, this composition on defense just has a ton of tools. Pull, slows, nades, salvos, stuns. You know, you don't have to really force the issue.
Yeah. Calzine up the gut with a self drone. Just got broken, so didn't really claim too much space. Pulled 100 Thieves players looking for that reclear. Boostio has to slightly adjust that with a fault line. There's going to be util up into his face and might be feeling that heat.
It's a good stun though from him. It buys time for Cryo and EU to come and help reinforce these positions. And look at how deep Asuna is down mid. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to hear this. There's a stampede of buffalo, but it's a little bit outside of the footstep range, I think.
Trying to find some pasture.
Yeah, well, they're going to be going into Xander, and Xander does not have, you know, a pull down in the choke point or anything like that. As soon as this Viper wall goes up, Xander's going to have a question. Do you swing through it and try to get some info?
Just spotted it. Okay, smokes it up. Paranoid up, and a kill being caught. As Asuna dropped straight in through mid. It's going to make this retake much more difficult. And, oh, aftershock into the spam. Left. Xander slow to a crawl there. This is a 3v5 now. Rapid play by 100 Thieves. Looking like they wanted to take it a bit faster, but fault line offloaded. Now the stealth drone here. Cuts it up close. Spots out Pancada. Flashed up. Salvos. Not long for the world. 100 Thieves. Looking for a way to pave their path potentially to success. They're slowly getting themselves in through the side. Tip-tapping away. Ghost in hand, Luxio is not slowed down.
Vinny with a nicely called pistol round again. Going for that mid-round audible call after the A push failed. But I think Ziggs is going to be looking at that pistol round and silently raging at 100 Thieves. They stacked 3 players A off Boostio's stun, and then EU's just sat there with a drone, not re-clearing A main. If they had used the drone 10 seconds earlier, they could have started stacking the B side, knowing that Vinny had called that rotate. They need to be more proactive if they want to get a read on where Loud are finishing. Because right now, we're just seeing Vinny find the right site way too often, because 100 Thieves are not actually gathering information on defense.
Don't do this to me. Come on. Don't do this to me. We're going to see it soon enough.
Sometimes I just think the players like trolling.
Yeah, potentially. Oh, there it is.
All right, got ourselves a tech pause.
Yeah, we're seeing it. It's looking like a bit of a monitor issue. Fiddling around with it, seeing if we can get the setup right. And hopefully back into the action soon enough on top of it, because
Luxio's been having some problems with his setup.
Yeah, the audio,
the monitor, and yet still performing.
All good?
Or arguably like the best player. I mean, Cryo did dominate on Icebox, but aside from that half from Cryo, it has been all Luxio. And this round, in round 1, he was once again the solo lurk player in mid who caught Asuna as he was rotating out. The timings on these lurks have been lovely. He's not just a mechanics god. He's actually been finding really, really nice timings and like macro awareness too. So this monitor issue has been resolved and we're going back into the game.
That's what I want to hear.
And I'm looking for proactivity in the mid round for 100 Thieves. Doesn't necessarily have to be right off rip. But on a round like this where you stack 5 players B, probably are going to be doing something aggressive off rip.
And okay, catch the contact, stun, nades. Pancada's not going to be giving up a gun if he does end up going down. He's just going to be looking to delay. He's called it, so open access to the A site. Gotta be careful here.
Yeah, does he stay? Does he challenge?
Yeah.
I mean, a smoke like this is just so weird unless the omen is right there.
And now we slowly creep and crawl into the spawn.
Crouch walk.
And we're going to put everybody to sleep. Get the blankets out.
I already was put to sleep earlier. By, Fnatic Vitality earlier on today with their slow attack side rounds.
Yeah.
How many does Luxio get here?
Over under 3?
1 to 5 in the chat.
I would say over. Okay. Okay. Still cleaned up though in time. Well, you're losing some guns.
Yeah, they're
kind of going to be able to reclaim one of these.
I would assume so, but they've lost at least
the
one.
time's ticking.
Oh, you've got to.
He's got a long way to row, buddy.
Okay. He just gets there in time.
Did I gotta get a gun? No.
No, he didn't.
So that was.
Okay, so they did actually lose quite a lot there.
Yeah, they did.
Made the bonus round significantly worse for them. I mean, not that much worse. In fact, Iji wants to force. I don't really know why you would go for that, but
Economy management is optional. It's fine. Once you get a rifle up, buying into it.
Me, a Carmen Corp fan in 2023.
Well, here we go. Bonus round for Loud. Early salvos. Push back onto the B line, so Sander not able to stand his ground there. Gives him access towards it.
These kind of spots where you're playing, where Luxio is right now, this is where you could run into a stun salvo play at one of these rounds from 100 Thieves, like a big set play.
Okay.
As Cryo online early. Vinny solo walking up mid, really weird.
That's strange.
You can't do that without a distraction, some kind of noise being made elsewhere on the map.
This angle is dangerous that EU's trying to play at, but dropping off. Slightest of curbs, but the Drazine not to be dissuaded. Straight up into the A site now. Does Asuna want to try and take a peek? Stray shots going his way.
Planted for main.
He's going to rebound, some decent damage. Not much else with it. 4v4. Still with that heaven control. Digizine's going to be that late backstab as well. They have not cleared him out towards ramp, so that's the real danger for them. And this is being slowed to a crawl. Salvo's back online, looking to delay. And Asuna missing his timing. It's a critical kill at that to try and find Digizine. Wins it against the counterpart. Bankad around, and bodies topple and fall. This is Loud of a bonus round conversion, despite some odd beginnings to the round.
Yeah, very strange beginning to the round. I'm not sure what Vinny was doing in mid there, but also 100 Thieves at no point really started a retake. They waited for Asuna to die in heaven before they even decided to go elbow. And where was the util? I feel like there was nothing going on the site.
Yeah.
Everybody from Loud was just able to take a normal gunfight. 7-1, Luxio. A fitting scoreline for a new Brazilian player.
Don't even start. This guy's not going to be let Loud straight back into Brazil. Cryo. He's getting cheeky. Rattles one across there with Digizine taken out. Few issues that Loud might face.
Yeah, a little bit of a play off the start of the round. Again, Kawanzin walking up mid, kind of solo. Pretty big read here that 100 Thieves are not going to be fighting mid. Because otherwise you wouldn't just want to walk a solo initiator up.
Just spotted, and he's trying to take a timing pass that one still. That's going to be an abundance of util thrown at him!
No way.
Luxio trade in sight. They were desperate for that kill. It's a crazy one to open.
Good play from Vinny as well, running in, defending his new player.
TP up top, trying to capitalize in a little bit of the chaos, I suppose, when the plant was going down. Maybe a player could have been occupied.
There might be a chance here if Cryo can hit some ridiculous shots.
That's going to be tough. To clear out most of the way, Pancada showing presence up towards heaven. There's a gun.
Not the one he was after.
No, just a stinger.
I'd rather have Cryo with the Sheriff.
Now moving away and around. And a bit of running gun, backing himself out. Pancada will go down in the end, but they know exactly where he is. Crowd's just trying to bait the shot out.
Might be able to play exits here. But they're going to exit via screens. So nothing that Cryo can particularly do in this spot. It's a rough beginning to this half from 100 Thieves, but they've been in this spot every single time so far in these maps today. Slow starts.
I thought it was going to be a change of pace, to be honest. Not necessarily in terms of how fast 100 Thieves were taking the beginning of these rounds, but just, I don't know, I thought that string of rounds that they managed to pull together, we wouldn't see this kind of flattening that we've been seeing on the halves. It's been a weird game, honestly. It's been a weird game.
Well, I think it's also the, if you think about it, 100 Thieves have actually only played one half of VALORANT well today.
Yeah, and it was Icebox.
It was the attack half of Icebox, though. It wasn't even the defense half. So it's 1-1 in the series right now, but 100 Thieves put everything into just one half of VALORANT. So now we're seeing them back on defense again. Defensive Haven and defensive Icebox, they looked like there was nothing going on. They looked really poor, actually. And the same problems are happening again here. It's early days, though, and it's very early days to be taking a tactical timeout and having Ziggs talk to the rest of the team.
Yeah, certainly is.
But I think there are already still some warning signs. They're giving up mid for free. I mean, they did try to fight Luke Show, and they should have been able to get the better end of that in the previous round, but he just hit a ridiculous shot while stunned.
I think it might just boil down to what we've been talking about, the word of the day, proactivity. Get a bit more active maybe in the defense. I mean, this comp does like to get active, right? And I think Loud are going to know that from watching VODs. Can't be being too all in like they are right now, actually, in front of the barriers. 100 Thieves have been doing a lot of big set plays.
I think one of the things that, well, we've seen the first time they played against Sentinels, a big B main set play.
Sure.
Where they did the pull and the slow. And,
slow over the top.
Yeah, massive, big fight. That looked awesome. I think this comp is also really good at just being able to hunt Luxio if he plays aggressively on the lurk at A ramp. You see him here in a really passive spot, expecting them to be doing something different coming out of the tac timeout. He's all the way back here.
Yeah.
And that means if they run some kind of, set stun down this line, or if they did a re-clear through A ramp, he wouldn't get caught.
Slow to try and cut up the tempo ever so slightly. Stealth drone going to be used in response as well on the other side of things, just to clear down towards A ramp. Luxio's going to be hearing that one. Could take a timing of his own. There's a minute on the mark here. Wall up through B heaven. All eyes now going to be onto B main. Yeah,
that wall is really nice from Cryo. You got like 30 seconds there where it just blocks off B heaven, and Cryo can help Xander.
Xander spots it. Here the orb, you see it. All coming through now with a showstopper on top of it. Round to the side! My God, just about collecting that kill. Still, equivalent exchange. Paid for in blood, and this wall, no sign of that one breaking. It was used pretty late, as we were already mentioning. And where's the pivot options? You don't have A control?
No.
30 seconds left.
I don't think they realized the wall was here. I think Luxio was supposed to give them an option.
30 seconds
They're going to sound bait the retreat and go into a re-hit as soon as the wall breaks. Do they think about Luxio? He's the only player that can cause chaos here.
He has to be the danger player, but straight through main, man. You've just been obliterated, and Luxio cleans up in the end. EU is having a field day here. Driving straight through into the side. It's Vinny versus the world in a 1v2. Quick wrap around. He's trying to tap this one to pull these players out wide and open. Just can't quite land that one shot. 5 seconds left, and they already know it. Getting a run on, getting a move on. Asuna is going to play for his life, because no matter what, it's a round collected.
First time where 100 Thieves have managed to get the stack in the right place and utterly crush Loud's attempt at getting on site. And I think so much credit there is because of that wall and the timing of it in the mid-round. I was talking about proactivity, going and gathering information in the mid-round, but that wall serves a similar purpose. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily find you info, but it just cuts off a lane on the map so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And it still functions the same way, where you can overstack onto a different area.
It's a big deal with these B hits as well. Normally you have to worry about potentially the pincer. We can talk about that a bit later.
Asuna looking to fight over mid. 100 Thieves have been playing mid very softly.
Just trying to punish that jump spot.
It's tough to play vents against a Breach Taeho comp. Stun, salvos, you're in a lot of trouble.
And here's a reclear. Okay, the fight taken by 100 Thieves. This is what we wanted to see more of.
Yeah, that's nice. And then a wall up as well.
Yeah, this map conditioning nice and slow, like they haven't been going for these plays, but a reclear like that gets them the information, gets them the wall up, pushes Loud back into that uncomfortable territory.
Once more, if Loud want to win the round, it's all on Luxio. The rest of these players have to take their time breaking the wall in mid. And Luxio not spotted by that Taeho drone.
No.
But they're going to be aware of the gap.
Off to the side. Wow, he's just locked straight on to multiple targets.
He's too good.
And this is Boostio. Left alone to his devices onto the A side. He's revealed his hand here, but a Paranoia in your face. Fault line round to the side. A util. It's been used to try and bail him out from afar. And he's seen, or at least heard, that these players are coming through, and here it is. Reinforcements arriving in the form of Cryo up from on high. And the res in the back pocket as well, so Asuna brought back into the picture. Let's see what can be done about this one. Pancada barely able to wrangle that rifle back in control. Xander, full control of the one extremity where there could be problems. Clean in the end by 100 Thieves.
And despite Luxio's best efforts at making something happen there at A-Ramp, 100 Thieves' early round fight through mid, like the re-clear in mid there, is what gets them set up for an advantage to be able to win. Puts them instantly into a 5v3 scenario.
One enemy remaining.
That's the proactivity that Ziggs is talking about.
Yeah.
And a good timing for it too, not straight off the rip, so that Loud can immediately make a game plan and react. You know, like 20 seconds into the round, something like that.
And force the timeout out of Loud at this point as well, but you're exactly right in terms of the window of opportunity and when you choose to strike with this comp, because you can be proactive. It was a beautiful one by 100 Thieves. Cleared up all the question marks that might have been around the map and got them 2 kills to really just net them that round win nice and early on here. Now Loud going to be working with essentially a bargain bin buy. I mean, you've got a rifle in the hands of Lucio, why not?
He's been the right player to give the rifle to today.
For sure.
And he's also really frequently just playing the opposite side of the map, working off the distraction, so everybody on 100 Thieves has to give that penguin to me, I will punt it.
Do not give this man a penguin. Do not put him on any conservation efforts. The Lucio has been unreal, to be honest. For an opening performance on the stage when Loud needed a turnaround. 11-4, and a lot to be asked of. Still stepping up to it.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity to take individual fights. And the timings he's finding are really nice. He waits until his team tells him exactly where the Breach and the Tejo are so that he doesn't get caught by stuff. This round, though, playing with the pack. Just looking to trade out his teammates, I think. Maybe something a bit dicey.
Yeah, hold on. It's a weird looking salvos as well. Skipping straight past it, but it's a half clearance. Cryo was stunned up.
Cosmetic.
And Digizine removed from the fight. Deep B main control. Gives up an orb as well. These are a lot of ults that are just accumulating now for 100 Thieves. And immediately going for that re-clear up into A heaven. This is super proactive.
Yeah, I like the stack over towards A heaven here.
If that gets used in vents, they are going to be in big trouble.
I would assume they're not going to be looking to use ults this round.
They heard a jump. They heard a drop down.
Hello.
They know that they're in there. Yeah, this is a great time for the Armageddon if you want to choose to use it, but the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Still stun connects. That's what they were waiting for, but yeah, they just missed the timing on it ever so slightly. So, bit of a blunder. Armageddon rolls its way forwards and through. Rolling wanted to buy a bit more time. 45 seconds left. And with the salvos to supplement, that's a perfect combination. Cluttering up close to the corner. Asuna not expected into that spot. Pancada was looking to see if he can relieve that pressure onto the B heaven players. 100 Thieves in complete control of this round here. No time really left to work with. Spike might be in the hands of Kawazine, but everyone's watching for it.
Double ultimates expended though for 100 Thieves. Gets them back into the game, sure. Third round on the board. It's all really important. But now they have less tools to work with in the next. And this is where Loud actually have rifles. I like the idea, but DG with a half clear over towards the left side of heaven there, and Cryo hits a nice shot. He's 10-4. Again, it's Cryo and Luxio who are at the tops of the scoreboards. But this round is going to be an important one. And are they just sending it down mid with a showstopper right at the beginning of the round here?
Oh yeah, that's a slow warp down towards Sewers. Up Sewers in the chat, but a very passive play by Loud, I should say. Looking to contain most of this space. Goodness me, man! That's just sending it! Blind as a bat!
You going forwards?
Okay, buddy. Nearsighted. That's a -8.
Yeah, you might just want to hold on for a moment there while you're paranoid. He doesn't really have a good idea of where to even, you know, shoot it while he's blind.
Maybe just hoping, I think, that the tracers would spell it out. Give them a target to lock onto.
Mid-round wall is still going to provide a lot of value, but they don't really know where to stack. Playing 2B, 2A. Could still be around here for 100 Thieves. You'd like to see them get a little bit of information. I think they're going to be too late, though.
Yeah.
Xander is playing in the discipline box.
I mean, this is... It's very forward. Little angle here, ult in through the back of the side. That's Pancada full committing, full sticking, and Stun doesn't really do anything into that spot. Xander's been revealed and he needs to try and find his way out. This guy is just a danger right now, still for the 2, flashing through and trying to wrangle control with a spray control. It's just not quite there. Damage done though. The spike dropped into the open and it leaves it into a 1v1.
21 HP between them.
Yeah, it's a swift breeze. It will just end either of them, and a pit dropped down.
I mean, any level of spam, a classic right-click, anything.
Boostio doesn't want to return the fire. He's low himself, and he's just holding perfectly. No way! What?
You can't lose that as Boostio.
No shot.
He had the perfect read on what Luxio was doing. And somehow, I don't even really understand how. Was he moving?
Mate,
I don't know where the bullet goes there.
Just an outline on the back wall there.
Got to get that in 0.25.
Yeah, I would be, listen, that happened to me in ranked. I'm clipping that immediately, 0.25, I'm going crazy.
Honestly, watching the replay, I think he's just late.
Yeah, it's just late.
He's holding a pixel angle and his reaction time's just not good enough.
And SDK, he's looking to the heavens. Because that did come down to the wire.
Boostio's going to be sickened by that because he really did have the read. Loud though, grouped up, putting pressure on Xander.
Salva's up towards heaven as well. Xander! Xander! Not to be removed, not to be outdone. This is an absolute complete collapse onto the Loud approach.
100 Thieves look really good when you run a fast play into them. The protocols are absolutely there for dealing with that. Sick first shot from Xander, and he sidestepped the breach ult as well. Really nice reposition. Pancada's on the outside looking in. Has no hope.
No.
Just kill all 5 of them and then you'll have your Omen ult and then you can TP and get the spike.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Very true. Now it's going to be a long 50 seconds as we look to talk about something.
Well, I mean, this is the emotional roller coaster of these kind of matches, isn't it? You've just been high on the elation of Luxo winning a spot that he probably shouldn't be favored in at all.
For sure.
And then you immediately call a fast hit and just get
30 seconds left.
And 100 Thieves cut the gap down to 1. And this is now ecoed Loud too.
Yeah.
They have minimum loss bonus. Kawanzine, Vinny, only 150 credits. 100 Thieves are back into this.
Yeah, steadily and slowly they are clawing their
left.
way straight back. I mean, they're not equalized just yet, but at this point, with the string of rounds that they're managing to put together, it's looking nice.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah.
In just a moment.
There's no hunting for this gun either, so safe time to run some replays.
Yeah. And important to note there, the 3 of the players on 100 Thieves couldn't really afford to lose a gun either. So that was a massive eco swing round.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, that's great move. Beautiful shot. Xander looked super confident and sidestepping all of the breach user, making Vinny look a fool.
That's hard to do. Popping in and out of Astra form, getting the smokes, straight back into it,
And
all
like,
grouped up.
Just do it again.
Okay. They're like, surely we don't get slow-upped again. Surely Xander can't do it again. Admittedly, there's going to be less support available for him because he's in a very forward off angle.
Yeah, extremely aggressive.
Here it is, smoke in your face. No one clearing him into the corner. Slow orb. Counterintuitive ever so slightly, but Cry's just trying to help him out with a nade. Rebounding out forwards and away. Pancada, he TP'd past this one. Caught a cheeky timing, but he just can't quite catch the kill. It's Asuna who returns with that fire. There's the, okay, boom board. It's getting cheeky. It's getting awkward. Show forced to just stare down the barrel of defeat there. 5-5, 100 Thieves. It's been some rapid rounds that we're taking a look at.
Yeah, and both of those rounds are, in my opinion, really never going to work against 100 Thieves. Because you're going into...
Cryo on heaven, on B.
Yeah, Cryo's just going to have full Sage slows to work with. You're going to be running into potentially Raze Nade or Salvos coming through afterwards as well. But unless you run down Xander instantly, and even then, Cryo is still going to be B-Heaven shooting at you while you're all slowed up. So I think that round was just a bit of a throwaway from Loud because they didn't want to show anything different. And now they're going to come in with their actual strategies for winning.
Oh, stealth drone. Slightest of gaps, but it doesn't clear out through vents. Tiny missed on that one. Luke shows out, but the Armageddon. Hold on, how the hell are you going to get out of this one? There's a slight gap. And Asuna, oh my goodness. No, he's a thief in the night.
Oh, what a
this
read.
guy!
Oh, what a read.
That's just manic!
He knows that Luxio got the kill over towards A, so he knows that Loud are going to be pivoting in that direction.
Pushes straight past. Lucio is just trying to buy some time for the rest of his team to get straight back in with a snake bite.
EU's in a great spot. They're not going to expect him here, I don't think.
Tucked up. This is Benji Fishy. The angle he likes to play. My God, man! And he's on the collections! And inside the chaos, 100 Thieves thrive.
Winnable, but difficult for Pancada. He'd have to isolate one of these 1v1s, but he's got 40 seconds.
1v2, 8 bullets. And Xander's off angle. You just don't account for it. And he's more than ready. Primed on the position. The lead being taken by 100 Thieves.
That is such a nice play by Asuna. That's a crazy play.
No, it is.
There are so few people that would go for that. So look what happens. Luxio gets his kill on Boostio over towards A, and realizing that Vinny is going to call a pivot to A, Asuna just jumps over the boom bot and kills 2 of them in the back.
That's nice.
I mean, that is, you are so rarely going to get a spot like that, and so rarely going to have a player who's mad enough to take the opportunity.
Yeah, a moment of hesitation, that doesn't work.
No.
A moment's hesitation.
Final round of the half here, and a big set play, looking to try to put pressure on
Here it
Luxio.
is, straight up. There's no slowing down, is there? Finally. We were hinted towards it, the punish potentially on Luxio.
Yeah, I like that from 100 Thieves. And they've only done it 1 time in the entire half. So that really caught Luxio off guard. He was ready for it earlier on in the rounds. You saw him holding really passive positions. But now after catching Boostio in round 11, Boostio's like, do not let this guy get anything more.
Denying that space that he's just been walking up. Loud are handling this one correctly, though, I would say. I mean, they break the wall in through mid.
Can they dodge that?
If they dodge the timing, okay, it's just been broken potentially by the one player. But
Little stick bug.
yeah. Boostio. It's an off angle, taking a peek and gets the info. Fault line and a swing. Got to be brave for a player like that. Still, it has disjointed, disconnected to Jazim from the rest of his team, yet he still finds a kill. Showstopper to no avail. Asuna sent it flying forwards here, and Armageddon as well. It's going to be rolling out that red carpet and pushing these players forwards and away. Up from the high ground, Cryo. Oh my goodness.
He's got a res available on ramp as well. Pancada's going to find himself in a 3v1.
Yep, and as soon as Cryo hears that plan coming off, there it is. 1v3 for Pancada to try and bail himself out of. He's TPing out into the open. He's looking for any available option. But he's going to try and ISO these fights and do it now. All drops down. Deep positions. Baiting it with a couple of footsteps and it drops down. Good angles to be held. A 7th round accumulated, added to the total. 100 Thieves. They had a dire start to this map, to be honest. A dire start to the series overall as well, but they just have managed to find their footholds.
Yeah, I think you've got to give them credit. That's a fantastic resurgence in this half. Since round 5, they've only dropped a single round. They've won 7 out of the last 8. And I said earlier, 100 Thieves only played 1 good half of VALORANT today. Well, add another one to that.
Yeah.
Because that defensive split, they were more proactive. They took control. Really nice adaptation.
There's tension in the air between these two teams, of course. Loud need their first win of Stage 1, but there is an on-fire 100 Thieves standing in the way. Well, momentum has been just a bit of a cornerstone, I think, in this series so far. We've seen just very one-sided halves of Valorant overall. This one, though, as we finally get over to Split, first half at least, much more back and forth, but the point still remains that Loud are sitting 0-2 so far in Stage 1, and this match here has always been genuinely heading into it, I think, a must-win for them to even stand a chance of making it into the playoffs of Stage 1. Yeah,
going 0-3 is so brutal to try to dig yourself out of that hole. And if you think back to yesterday, last week, when Loud played against 2G, Digizine drops 30. They lose on Lotus. I mean, Digizine then drops, I think it was like 19, 32 and 19, something like that. Luke Show has come in and delivered unbelievable performances all day. If Loud are to lose today on his debut, that'd be shattering.
I've seen this pistol round before. I don't know if it's going to go the same way, but last time, 100 Thieves, they take it up through A Heaven, in through mid, and they want to squeeze this Viper player with Xander potentially collapsing, but we'll see. Wall's going to be dropping down. They spotted the player out. Nade rebounding. There's the aftershocks, and it's a cheeky one. Wow. Nowhere to stand here. Lucio's going to be under tremendous amount of pressure. The fact that he even gets one, to be honest, is good. It's impressive because he was in a vice grip. Now Vinny, slightest of off angles, and Aston's not slowing down the pace whatsoever. He up and away at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he might have just led the team into a bit of a death trap. No attempt to slow down, and Vinny making a name for himself in this round. 13. All but sealed up now for Loud themselves.
He's doubled his kills too.
Yeah.
Both of the Breach players with 3 and 9, I think, at the half. And Vinny just holds that off angle. Weird spot for a Breach as well. Hard to get value out of your util. But they shut it down with a triple face in mid too. I like the pistol round idea, and I do think we should be paying a lot of attention to where Luke Show is playing on defense, because 100 Thieves did it against Zelsis when they played this comp on Split against Sentinels, and they're going to do it again, where they try to put crazy amounts of pressure on that Viper in mid. But I suppose if Vinny's just going to get 3 from an off angle like that, Loud are going to be fine. Looks like a stun salvo play.
Yeah.
Based on the pings.
Seeing the pings, aren't we?
I don't think Xander's going to get caught by it. He's able to back out.
Just catching on to the corner. Meanwhile, the Digizine full control. Out down mid, Calzine. Oh, he's already just anticipating it. Peek down to the sides.
Cover going out.
Jump spots, no early shots baited out by Pancada.
And conditioning extremity pressure, right? You know that Pancada now is going to try to take a fight. He's not just going to be jump spotting and playing passively.
Yeah.
You know that they're going to be fighting with double initiator over towards A. Loud are trying to make it feel like they are going to be taking the fight to 100 Thieves. We'll see what they actually do when rifles come back online, but that's certainly the impression they're trying to give here.
A bit of a min-max round here on the eco for 100 Thieves. At this point, they know they have no chance really of winning it, but if there's an orb to be gained over towards A, they'll try and get it underneath Asuna.
Yeah, I would doubt it. Presumably with Kaunzine and Vinny pushing up,
they pushed out, right? So it's not going to be available.
So 100 Thieves instead. Just have a moment to collect themselves, but Loud are looking like they're going to be back into this one. Such an important game so early on.
What is that?
They can't afford to let this one slip.
No, you cannot. Still, Salvo's down onto the floor. Cryo, my God, rapid run around. Picks up the gun. Spike in their hands. There's 18 seconds left. If Cryo gets a pick, that's all just being watched. Okay. The plant, though. Okay. Not a lot of damage done to Loud in terms of the economy, so they're going to be coming into the next with a healthy bonus. But 100 Thieves, to be honest, probably weren't even expecting a plant in that spot, so not too bad on all accounts.
I'm looking at what Loud got cooked up for the next round. We saw them go pretty aggro over towards A main in the previous.
Remember,
they don't have any ults online, but if you were to do something unusual, round 15 would be the one to do it, to throw it out. A triple push down mid, for example. Maybe, again, a really heavy fight out through A.
It's going to be a B main fight by the looks of the minimap.
Yeah, they've got stun.
Yeah. You're not going to want to miss this one. Fault line nades, salvos left and right. It's going to be a very awkward position, I think, that the 100 Thieves have forced themselves into. Might have util of their own, though. Fault line, waiting off to the side, and yeah, kills collected, boost. Yo! slightest of gaps, I think, for himself to play in, and he collects that trade, so...
He took so much damage, though. He's going to get healed up, but he's only on 100 health.
Could have been much more dangerous. Now, what's the call now for 100 Thieves on top of it?
They want to re-clear this.
They have to.
But they want to contact it, because Loud are likely in this round to have left.
Damage done. Watchful eye onto the other appropriate position.
Those are big kills for 100 Thieves to get. No utility, just walking in. And Cryo, even after being aim punch headshot, still finds the first one.
Yeah, Paranoia sweeps its way through. Gonna be watching for this lurk that's occurring. Off to the side!
What is that?
Crazy shot. Sands are not even tagged up into the process, so dismantling the play that Loud were trying to cook up.
It's a nice idea from Loud. I really don't mind it. They did a ton of damage early on. But when they held this crossfire in B main, I think Cryo just does so much here. If he goes down, it's pretty likely that 100 Thieves are actually in a disadvantaged spot, finding it a bit of a struggle to end B, have to reset again. But all right, rifles back for Loud, eco swing round. If Loud lose this, they've lost control of split.
Fault line's easy enough to dodge. Not as well though. It's just to give 100 Thieves a bit of peace of mind and sow a bit of unknowns, I think, into the minds of these Loud players as well. Pancada's going to be worried that they have B main control.
No fast, aggressive play from 100 Thieves here. I was expecting them to do some kind of heavy stun double blast pack kind of setups, or looking to pressure Luxo in mid, but they're not actually playing around the Viper Orb that much. I mean, now the Viper Orb goes out, almost as a reaction to the salvos.
Luxo's ahead of most of this. The salvos clearing out through vent. Very aggressive positionings.
If you spot DG here, I don't think you expect Cowan to be tucked.
Who's taking our first contact? That's my big question. Sees it, Kawazine. What more can you claim? Two ripped away. The blink of an eye, but dropping down. Just the slightest evacuation attempt here by Digizine. The Satchel's going up and over towards the top here. There's 25 seconds left into this round. Snakebite, fault line slowing them down to a crawl up through heaven. It's the only available option. They've walled themselves off. They can't quite pivot even through mid. They are forced into the fight and forced into the gulag of their own making. And Luxo, this guy has just been dominant start to finish.
And it's Luxo's information in mid. The fact that he doesn't use the Viper Orb until the salvos are used, which allows him to fully clear out mid, deny 100 Thieves that space they were looking for, and everyone on Loud can stack A. And they can keep that bait and switch setup going. Because like I said, as soon as you spot DG in that kind of spot, you are not thinking there's another player tucked really close A main. And Gawanzine gets two, buys time for the blast packs, for the snake bite to completely deny. Yeah, look at how Luxo is playing this. He's not popping the Viper Orb, keeping full fuel until he needs to re-clear mid.
Here in a drone.
And this means he still has... Look, now he needs to re-clear. And he goes popping through.
Forwards! Just about getting control of that rifle in hands. There's a trade in sight.
Good spam from the rest of 100 Thieves to make that a 1-for-1.
And drone's being used to try and gain semblance of info. All grouped up, slow and steady.
Loud still have good A ramp information. They've lost B main and mid.
They're here to drop down now in through vents. It's a bait by 100 Thieves, looking to see if they can pull players over towards A potentially.
Oh, this is where Vinny got the 3K on the pistol.
And he's right in this one once more and just hopped up. There's a trade. It is there instantaneously, in fact, by Cryo.
Cover going out.
Pancada is going to be layering down some smokes now. They've lost control over towards B heaven, so...
I think Pancada just has to wait for the rest. This is going to be a full retake setup.
They don't have side control. Pancada reveals his hands. Laying in wait, in through the spawn. They don't quite know. That smoke is really causing issues for them. But eventually they clear most of the way. It's bought so much time now for the retake to actually occur. Fault line, aftershock. It's going to be combined. Nothing else to slow it down though, so the plant in through safety. Tucked behind default, 3 versus 3 into this retake now. Digizine forward, Santa. Precision is the name of the game. And already just swiftly dismissing any opposition. 100 Thieves. Good control of every situation there.
Xander's had some really important rounds. The couple of kills he gets there, listen, he's not at the top of the scoreboard, but he's getting important kills right when his team needs them in even scenarios. Dodges that breach flash, swings back around and deletes Dejazine and Vinny. Really well played. 9-8, 100 Thieves clawing an advantage and putting a lot of pressure on Loud's economy. They have 4 Vandals and a Sheriff.
There it is, straight up the gut, right through mid.
Oh, I couldn't get it
No
off.
chance. And the fuse just running it dry and short. It's not going to matter though when the rest of 100 Thieves are happy to clean up behind you. Res immediately. There needs to be a step up, and heroics were ordered. Luxio can only do so much, though. It leaves Vinny in a very uncomfortable spot. Minute 15. We've had a couple of rounds now like this where it just ends immediately.
I think this is what I was expecting more for the series overall, though.
Yeah.
And we haven't had as many as I was expecting. 100 Thieves chose to fight mid with the Showstopper at the same time as Loud, randomly, just decided to fight mid.
And now you're seeing it. Min-maxing with the ults. Building up towards it. Looks like the priority is Asuna, despite the fact that EU and Boosty were close themselves. And Vinny's just going to be looking to survive. He was one away. I think he grabbed the Orb A main.
This is a bad, bad round for Loud to lose, though. They forced into this. Kawanzine, I think it was, only had a Sheriff. And the round was over within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And now their economy is pretty chalked. I mean, Vinny's going to stay alive. And he's still got full armor. Luxio might be able to buy, but I mean, do you want to force in a spot like this? I don't think so. So you're probably going to end up going down 11-8. And at that point, the game is slipping away from you. And 0-3 might be on the horizon for Loud. Sadak's pleas from Berlin going unheard.
There's that fighter we were seeing.
I mean, Asuna is so happy to just send it in spots like this.
Yeah.
To his credit, he is a selfless player.
He is. He'll play like the sacrificial lamb. He knows his team have got him back in that particular spot as well. I mean, there's a firing line behind them.
He's had some wild showstoppers today, though.
Yeah.
The one where they sent it down market. Again, It was a set play, right? But when he got paranoid and he just decided to carry on going.
So this timeout makes a lot of sense. Everything that we've just discussed as well, because money's not looking too hot for Loud. Time to talk about what's going wrong, but 100 Thieves are going to be up to 11 by the time that whatever this strategy is that you're yapping away, trying to figure out.
Well, Loud lost that round because they decided to opt into a team fight, basically.
Yeah.
100 Thieves love that kind of style of play. Asuna drew all of the attention, and then the rest of 100 Thieves swing in afterwards and are able to pick up what are essentially a bunch of trade kills. So I would say Loud probably don't want to opt in that style of Valorant. They probably want to instead be trying to take fights on the extremities, do the like 1-2 bait setup plays, because 100 Thieves clearance in those spots does not look amazing. And try to drag the rounds out late so that 100 Thieves are forced to run and execute.
Yeah.
But this game is rapidly getting away from them. And again, poor Luxio. He's top fragging on his debut. 22-13. He's essentially doing what Cryo's doing on the other side.
He's dominating.
Trap play in B main.
Yeah. So fault line's going to be cutting his way across off the contact of Pancada.
Vinny's worried though about mid. No one's really got his back.
ADS up, swinging wide. Fault line's going to be delayed, and the late hit to Paranoia, gliding all the way through, and okay. Target-rich environment, going for the reswing and a refight with a roll in front of Armageddon. Okay, this is chaos and anarchy. It's called up, it's ordered for.
But how do you follow up on any of this?
And they've weathered the storm.
The Tail does not cover all of this area, and now you've just sent all of your ultimates on the round where you have bad weapons.
To no avail.
I mean, maybe not to no avail. There is still a chance they win the 5v4, but they didn't get much of an advantage out of that. There's still a minute on the clock.
There is one silver lining. It's a lack of control across the rest of the map. 100 Thieves are essentially going to be forced into this B hit. They don't have map control elsewhere. Pings out Across the board here by 100 Thieves, waiting for the timing. There it is, Cosmic Divide, Salvos. Cuts it up, pull into the back lines on top of it. It's flash to add just some extra worry onto themselves. Good kills to be found, a flash to try and supplement! Lovely movement, Xander always keeping it ajar. Just dancing around the bullets. Lands them to safety.
And despite going into the stack, 100 Thieves weather the storm. Really nice composure from them in this round. They were under genuinely a lot of pressure in B main. There was so much going on. I mean, that's one of those rounds that never show that to a CS player. I mean, they wouldn't have a clue. They're not built for that kind of stuff.
The team will look to do a bit of damage. One away from the ult. Wait a second, these players are grouped up towards the back of the site.
They can play time here, though.
Yeah, they can. Slowed down 8.
Oh,
It's left to work with. Cryo.
But yeah, I think 100 Thieves do deserve credit for navigating what was a chaotic situation quite well there. There's all of that pressure coming towards them. Breach ult, Teho ult. I mean, the Breach stunned to start with as well. But they used every piece of util so early on. And now they don't have ults for the next round. I mean, they've still got Showstopper. Dejazine has got to be the hero that Loud need right now. He has an op and a Showstopper. And he's staring towards 100 Thieves in B main. If Dejazine can't get this done, no one can.
It's a bit of a struggle for him. Tough drone. Connection, fault line as well, just to put a bit of fear. The back of the mind of Xander. Pretty clear it's going to be caught for. That's Loud, just pushing him back and away. Trying to get control again. Through mid.
Dejazine's walking up onto a slightly more aggressive angle in B main. And just judging roughly by people's positions, looks like things are going to be going away from him. A Spike heading over towards A main. And Pancada already making a move over to help support Vinny here. Putting a lot of faith in Dejazine, and now footsteps heard.
He's so aggro, and he's got all the information, as you already mentioned. Jumping across, spotting it out. You know, the Dejazine is isolated. What is a call to be made here? There's a wall up in through mid, so no options there. And on through the flank, that's Luke Show. This guy is going to be the knife in the back, I think, the necessary one.
He's going to get caught by Boostio.
He's stunned up! He took too long with it. Armageddon paves a way forwards. And the spike picked up. The clutches of Xander. He'll try and get it back to safety. Try and get this plant straight back down. Control granted. Again given over towards 100 Thieves.
Dejazine has one blast pack and a dream.
They need a kill, I think, to really set this one in motion. He's ascending it! It's the 1v1. Pancada. He's not going to know where these remaining players are. Just peeking straight through the smoke. Risky business. But at this point, risks need to be taken. Does he anticipate it? Plant spot that is being placed in. Up for heaven. He's got a smoke to cover. Not even a tap. It's a full stick onto the half. Slowed down though. Stunned up. Salvos. And EU. Final line of safety nets. 12-8. 100 Thieves. Dire starts overall to this series, but they've definitely managed to just regain control themselves.
Yeah, their composure and belief in themselves has been excellent today. Rough situation for Luke Shaw, but also the first one, really, that we've seen all day from him, where he gets caught out in a spot like that. Best case scenario, he was only going 1-for-1 in that kind of position, but they should have been able to comm. Dejazine should have had the comm that Boostio was going to be rotating late. He saw him with the op. What could be the final round here?
Swinging wide, and as you mentioned, could very much be that final round. Now 100 Thieves stuck in an awkward spot. All grouped up, all 5 of them. Stealth drones cleared all the way through B on top of it. Kawazin's getting info now. Does that refight? Flash forwards, bullets spraying and praying down through the walls. There's a wall in your face on top of it. And Asuna has dropped Pancada forwards again as the approach once more. It's an ult. There's no slowing it down. Blood in the water, and Asuna's like a bloody shark. Luxo, the last-ditch attempt, just the one before the trade is online. But the site cracked wide open. Double face, clearance up towards the top. Good shots to land. Xander's been finished. 2 versus 3.
Such a tough spot for Vinny and Coenzine, knowing that your season may hang on this.
Salvos, see if he can find an option, anything at all, but Asana's got it all under lock and key. 13-8 to finish that final map, 100 Thieves. They're pulling it back essentially from the brink.